What is up, everybody? It is Lewis back again with another video, and this one is Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira 2 for the BMF Championship main event prediction and breakdown for UFC 326. And as you know, in these videos, if you have been keeping up, we will go through the keys for each fighter to get a win this Saturday night, and then I will pick the person who I believe is going to win this matchup. And here we go. Let's start straight away with the keys for Max Holloway. Okay, everyone. Let's just start off with the keys for Max Holloway. Blast. Bless him then. Bless him then. Bless him. Bless him, Max Holloway. The first key I have for Max Holloway is the boxing combinations and footwork, right? I think it's no surprise that he is the best boxer in the UFC, baby. Outside of Ilya Topuria, right? His boxing and combinations is second to none. He is able to roll off of shots. He's able to slip shots. He's able to land back with his own counters. Pretty much at will. He's very good at doing this, even on the back foot. I think that's obviously his major key in any bout that he faces. And putting that mustard on him, really. I should have just said put that mustard on him. Because that's what he does in fights. He puts mustard on his opponents, and he pieces them up and he beats them, right? So obviously boxing combinations and footwork is going to be the main key for him, just like it is going to be takedown defense, especially in this matchup that has a grappler in it, right? You have Charles Oliveira in this fight. You're going to see a couple of takedown attempts. You're going to see some grappling, and grappling and takedown defense go hand in hand, right? I think Max Holloway, man, you're going to have to be super stout in takedown defense. You're fighting a guy who is pretty much the same height as you, same kind of build, but maybe a bit bigger than you in terms of the way he's built. So you have to be on your P's and Q's when it comes to your takedown defense. You have to try every bit and every way in order to stop a takedown, whether that is having forward pressure and really, working the body so you have a natural underhook, right? Or having your hands a bit lower, right, than you typically are, or adjusting your stance, right? All of those things you could do within the striking, but then when it comes to the technical aspect, right, balance, right, when you're on the cage, being able to split your legs if you try and go for a double leg, right? Grab hold of the wizard, right? Get an underhook, right? Turn him around, put him up against the cage, and now we could really put some mustard on him up against the cage, right? So his takedown defense in this fight is going to have to lead to offense as well. And his offense is going to be leading to him not getting taken down as well in terms of the grappling defense as well. And those are the keys I have for Max bless him then, bless him, Holloway. And moving on to the keys for Charles Du Bronx Oliveira. The keys for Charles, his power. Right, Charles Oliveira has some pop in his shots. He has some pop in his kicks. He has really solid power for the frame that he has, and he can crack, right? So Max is going to have to watch out for that power and also the grappling, right? The grappling is the big test for Max Holloway when it comes to fighting Charles Oliveira and fighting a guy of this nature, right? He's able to mix up his attacks so well, which is another key for him, right? I'm splitting into this because all the keys kind of fold right into each other in terms of the full aspect of the fight that we want, or at least I want these fighters, or at least I think that these fighters should be trying to take away from in order to be successful this weekend, right? So the grappling is going to be able to not only put Charles in a really good position to succeed, but also putting Max in a horrible position to succeed, right? Because now Charles is able to use his power, right? He's able to use his striking in order to garner control because he has that grappling aspect, right? He's able to make Max a bit hesitant when coming in with any strike because he knows that eventually he could be taken down at any point in this fight, right? So the grappling gives him a huge advantage, and it's a huge key for Charles Oliveira. right? If he gets it to the ground, he could get Max Holloway's back, and then who knows? It's all up to defense at that point, right? Tackling those submissions of Charles Oliveira is going to be really tough, and that is a key for Charles Oliveira to focus on if he wants to be successful. Also, mixing up the attacks. I love it when Charles Oliveira isn't just a one-dimensional fighter. I love it when he is mixing up his attacks, right? Outside leg kicks, inside leg kicks, teep kicks, head kicks, body kicks, right? Jab, hook, uppercut, clinch work, knees, elbows, right? He mixes it up really well in his fights, and he puts a lot of pressure on you because you kind of don't know what's going to be next, right? When you're fighting a guy like a Justin Gaethje, when you're fighting a guy like a Dustin Poirier, when you're fighting guys who you kind of know are going to be doing the same things typically, you have a really better chance at beating them to their spot because you kind of know their rhythm, you kind of know their timing, and you pretty much know the strikes that they're going to throw. We don't really know what strikes Charles is going to throw for half of the time, right? He mixes it up really well with the outside leg kicks and with the kicks as well. I love his kicks, being able to set things up, his jab to his straight. I love that from Charles, and I think that is going to be a huge key if he can mix it up on Max and then cause extra confusion, right? Because Max doesn't know what's going to be coming his way, but then he also doesn't know if you're just going to try to take him down, right? So Max can't get too overzealous in the striking department because he can get taken down. And those are the keys that I believe that Charles Oliveira should implement in this fight. Now, the real question is, this is what we came here for. Who do I think is going to win this fight on Saturday, March 7th, UFC 326? This is a fight for the fans, a fight for the all-timers, a fight that should be going down in history as a really good fight, a rematch as well of two great featherweight and lightweight combatants. I'm going with Max Blessed Holloway getting this one done by decision. Okay. It was tough. And to be honest, yeah, if I didn't have to pick one, I wouldn't. I wouldn't pick one, right? Because I think they're both spectacular guys in what they do. And I think that it's really hard to pick one or the other. But I think Max Holloway just has a bit more juice when it comes to the striking, a bit better striking defense. And I think he's going to be able to mitigate the takedowns of Charles Oliveira. And even when he does get taken down, I think he's going to have the defense and the strength in order to be able to get out of those precarious positions, right? Or he may not even be in those positions to begin with because his footwork and his boxing is really good. He's on the front foot, and he's putting that pressure on Charles, and Charles can't really shoot in as effectively as he wants. And I think Max can put some mustard on Charles Oliveira as he has gotten caught in many of his fights. I think Max Holloway could definitely put that mustard on him, work the body, get those natural underhooks so that he's always ready for the takedowns. And I think Max Holloway is going to get this one done by decision. 5-round fight. I don't see this one being a finish from either man if I had to pick. But the likelihood of Max getting a finish is pretty low. But I think he won't get finished. Even if he ends up on the ground, I do think that he'll be able to survive and not get submitted or get choked or anything like that. I do think that he is going to be able to get this one done by decision. He's going to turn it up. And Max disapproves in that gift, but I think he's going to approve of the decision that I gave him. 49-46, 49-46, 48-47. I think the takedowns of Oliveira could win him a couple of rounds, 1 to 2 rounds, which could make this fight a bit trickier for Max when it comes down to that 4th and 5th round. But I do think Max is going to be able to outstrike Charles Oliveira and get this one done pretty easily by decision. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That has been the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this fight. This is a fight for the fans. This is going to be a fucking phenomenal fight. I'm sad to see both of these guys fight because I love both of them. I think they're amazing fighters. And it's going to be tough to see one of them have to take the L. But I don't think they're really going to lose too much stock because they're both amazing, legendary fighters. And, yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to be live streaming at 5 p.m. to the start of the card all the way to the end of the card. and I think it's going to be a wonderful time. Please join me if you are there. I'm going to be live reacting to the fight card on YouTube on this channel. So if you are around and if you are able to join me, please do so. It will be a fun time, fun stream with me and possibly Daniel watching this fight. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, take it easy. Peace out.